Today is January 7th, 2026. Higher education is not for the faint of heart. University leaders are tasked with a monumental job. They must steer complex institutions through a sea of constant change. They manage budgets, strategic plans, and operational details. This is the work everyone sees. It is the work listed in the job description. But there is a second job, a quieter and often heavier one. This is the work of managing emotions. It involves managing their own feelings and the feelings of everyone around them, from anxious students to frustrated faculty members. Imagine a provost standing before a crowd of student protesters. The students are angry. They are hurt. The provost must project calm and empathy, even if inside they feel defensive or overwhelmed. Their role requires them to absorb the crowd's energy and respond with measured care. Or picture a dean who has just been told to make deep budget cuts. They must walk into a meeting with department chairs and project confidence and stability, even when they are wrestling with fear for the future of their programs and the jobs of people they respect. They must hold the anxiety of the entire college. Consider a department chair mediating a bitter conflict between two tenured professors. The chair must appear neutral and fair, facilitating a constructive conversation while their own frustration simmers. They have to put aside their personal relationships and their own fatigue to serve the needs of the department. These moments are not just about making decisions. They are about managing feelings. This is the unseen second job of a campus leader. What exactly is this emotional labor? In simple terms, it is the process of managing your feelings to meet the requirements of your job. It is about aligning your emotional expression with what the role demands, regardless of how you truly feel inside. On a university campus, this effort often takes one of three forms. Each is a different strategy for coping with the gap between internal feelings and external expectations. Each comes with its own cost. We can think of them as the three masks a leader might wear to get through the day. They are surface acting, deep acting, emotional dissonance. The first mask is surface acting. It is when a leader fakes the expected emotion. They use a calm, reassuring tone with an angry parent on the phone, even when they feel attacked. Outward expression is a performance. Inside, true feelings remain unchanged. Like an actor on stage, reading the lines with the right expression, but feeling different once the curtain falls. The second, more complex mask is deep acting. Leaders try to change their internal feelings to match the required expression. The burden of emotional labor on campus leaders is not new, but it has become significantly heavier in recent years. A set of intense, overlapping pressures has turned the university environment into a modern pressure cooker, amplifying the need for emotional management while simultaneously depleting the resources to handle it. Leaders are caught in a crossfire of demands that make their emotional work both more necessary and more difficult. These pressures are systemic, and they are escalating. First, the pace of change is relentless. Shifting enrollment demographics, disruptive technologies like AI evolving public expectations. They are expected to be champions of innovation while also serving as stewards of tradition, a role that requires them to manage the emotional whiplash of their constituents. Second, financial pressures are acute. Declining state funding, tuition dependency, and rising operational costs. Announcing these decisions requires them to absorb the anger, fear, and grief of those affected. When we fail to acknowledge and support the emotional labor of leadership, the consequences ripple outward, harming the institution, harming the individuals who serve it. Turnover in key leadership positions becomes more frequent. Deans, provosts, that churn is expensive. It disrupts strategic continuity, and it signals instability to faculty, to students, to donors. Emotionally exhausted leaders default to short-term fixes and avoid necessary, difficult conversations. Innovation stalls. The costs to individuals are direct and devastating. Emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion, health issues, identity strain, especially for women and leaders from underrepresented groups. The strain spills into personal life. Ultimately, this invisible weight drives talented people away. It's a profound loss of talent our institutions cannot afford. Ignoring this problem is no longer an option. Universities can and must act across 5 domains: transparent communication, procedural fairness, and role clarity, leadership capability, structural role design, and robust well-being supports. First, transparent communication. Name the challenge. Integrate emotional competencies into job descriptions and evaluation criteria. Formally recognize the work. Establish structured, confidential peer support groups, not gripe sessions. Second, procedural fairness and role clarity. Clarify decision rights and processes. Conduct workload audits that count invisible tasks. Invest in mentorship and conflict resolution to reduce ambient strain. Third, leadership capability. Practical skills over platitudes. Coaching for difficult conversations and resilience. Use tools like EQI 2.0 for development, not gatekeeping. Fourth, structural role design. Move toward team-based and distributed leadership. Create roles like ombudsperson and faculty relations specialist to share the emotional load. Fifth, robust well-being supports. Sabbaticals, confidential counseling, executive coaching, and discretionary renewal budgets. Champion work-life integration and fund development as essential. Commitment shows up in the budget. Recalibrate the psychological contract. Treat emotional labor as legitimate work requiring support and recovery. Develop distributed leadership structures, share functions, build redundancy, and pipelines. Create cultures of continuous learning. Normalize reflection, support seeking, and sustainable contribution.